Do you see the biggest growth in your offense over these last couple of weeks?
I just really think that people understand the concepts. I believe the passing game's come along with the precision and timing. Making corrections. People understand what you're trying to correct, and they're fixing it the next day you come out.
Coach Harbaugh said that his quarterbacks were making one big mistake per day right now. Is that still? I mean, what do you need to see from them over this week, and then obviously going through the summer?
I think just in terms of where they need to go with the ball, the progressions with their reads. When there's no play to be made, make a play. And that goes for any type of quarterback in any system. It's not just this particular system here. That's what you're looking for.
Is there a difference? I guess they've all had the same, but have you seen a difference between John being a first year, being in competitive situation versus the other two guys, Shane and Wilton?
I think John's a real competitor. I don't think if he's a red shirt, it doesn't matter to him. He's a guy that comes out and wants to compete every day and be at his best.
How do you distinguish between making a play when there isn't one to be there and trying to do too much? Where's the line that gets drawn between those two?
I think those guys are just kind of naturally have it. They know when to make a play. They know when to step up and find a quiet spot in the pocket. They know when to scramble. They know when to get rid of the ball, not to take a sack. I think it's just kind of the part of their DNA. It's in there. You just got to get it out of them.
Was moving Mason more about the importance of that center position, or just getting the top five on the field?
You really want to get the top five, and however you do that, and we're still evaluating if that's the best position for him. He's done a very, very nice job this spring. That's a hard thing to do, is stand there with the ball in your hand. You got a 300-pound guy breathing down your neck. You got to snap it, and he's really handled it beautifully. He's done a really, really nice job with it.
Do you guys feel like Newsome is ready to start if need be? There?
When we played him last year as a true freshman, we believe that he's ready to do that. Yeah, if that's how it all pans out.
What's different about him? You've talked about like football lenses opening or whatever. Was his already a little more open than most?
He's very intelligent. He gets it. He can make a correction once. He can fix it. He understands what you're talking about when you talk to him in a room. The screen doesn't go fuzzy with him. He stays with you in a conversation.
So is Kugler doing a lot to impress you, to make
he's doing a great job.
Make you think that if Cole's not,
absolutely,
like that?
Absolutely, yeah. He's done a nice job. He's done a nice job this spring, and really pleased with his progress.
So is it in a way Kugler versus Newsome as far as who that fifth guy is?
We got other guys joining us in the fall. This is the neat thing about spring ball. You can move the lineup around. And you try to find the best five guys, and you find your 6 and 7, like I mentioned before, and nothing's, stamped in cement saying, hey, this is what we're going to do, but right now this is how we're doing it. And the nice thing about it is we got a spring game on Friday night, but it's not like we're going to go play, University of Hawaii the first game, on Saturday. So we got some time to kind of mess with the lineup.
We've been told that Devion is the clear lead guy as the running back. The starting running back, is that how you feel? And then
Devion's had a nice spring.
What's after that then? I mean, is there an order, do you think?
I think all those guys is by just by committee in there. We got to see, in spring ball you do a little bit of live stuff, but it's not all live all the time. It's a different deal when a guy's ready to tackle. You got to find that soft shoulder, and you kind of find what a guy's made of when that happens.
Who stood out to you among those next guys?
Ty's done a nice job. Kareem has done a nice job in there. Kingston Davis. I mean, they've all brought something to the table. It's really neat to see that, and you have some depth there. Which makes it nice as you can rotate guys through.
Kalis was saying that Ty seems hungrier. That was the word he used coming into the season, coming off of last. Do you see that?
Yeah, I mean, he's lost some weight. He's got his weight down. You can see that it's very, very important to him to be good, but I think it's just his growth as a football player and the growth in this system and what we're doing. As you get a year older, the light kind of goes on a little bit brighter, and they start to figure it out.
How much is Jabril practicing on offense?
Right, he's been. We can use him on offense. He's been primarily with the defense, but there's times that we can use him on offense.
Does that mean you have used him in practice, or?
At times, not this spring. We have not. If that's what you're asking, no, not this spring.
Okay.
What kind of weapon can a Wheatley be with his size and his athleticism? We saw his, his catch on Saturday.
Very much a weapon. I mean, it's you saw him catch the ball down the middle of the field and got that big limb out there to catch it. And I think that just with the tight end running the intermediate routes to be able to, box up on somebody, it's a big weapon. I mean, that's a big body and a big target, And it helps too in the run game. It's be able to, cover up a guy and move your feet, and it helps.
Coach, with such an experienced O-line, have you been preparing differently this spring as opposed to this time last year?
Nothing's different. It's just it's the same thing every day in terms of how good you can be at your craft and be at the highest level. They do understand a little bit better, just when you talk to them. I've mentioned that before. You talk to them and they kind of understand, and they can fix problems in the room, which is really neat. And you can kind of see that build of the chemistry and the leadership of wanting to be good,
You've said that, you're going to see what happens in the fall. Would it be hard for someone else to crack that 5, given what those guys have done this spring?
It would not be hard.
It wouldn't be hard.
It would not be hard.
No.
I mean, we got other guys coming in, 3 other guys. We got to kind of assess to see where we are with them, At a former employer, one time we played 3 true freshmen. So competition put the best guys on the field.
Is that because you just want to see what they do, or is that because the other guys have left the door open for somebody?
We're always trying to get better. It's about competing every day at the highest level. So I mean that's the same with my job. I got to be on point every day.
Jim said this team is better athletically in all ways from a year ago. Are you seeing that? I mean, how do you see that on offense? Where is this offense better?
I think that with the running backs, the speed, the athleticism. Amir's doing a nice job as a receiver. I mean, he's a big target, run fast. You kind of see it across the board, and the 5 new receivers coming in, that's going to help too. So we're getting better with our skill positions in every position across the board. And that's part of the process of a, second year going into it.
Several
Time for a couple more.
several players have mentioned that they feel the defense is more aggressive under Don Brown, a lot more blitzing. How does that help the offensive line in practice?
I think it helps a lot because one of the hardest thing to do as an offensive line is a block movement. And anybody can block somebody standing still, but when something moves, you got to be able to cover up, get your hat in the right spot. You got to communicate with any type of pressures. So for us, it's been really good. I think that when you're facing a blitzing team a lot, that's going to help us through the season.
You want a clear-cut starter at quarterback this fall, right? You don't want to do a platoon. Is that your style?
I mean, that's your whole goal as a coaching staff, is to go, try to name a starter at some point in time. Yeah, you'd like to do that.
So that's not your style, right? Platoon, you've never.
No, maybe a little bit at Stanford. Maybe we did. I would have to think back at times, but we like a pure starter. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but we'll do whatever it takes to win too. Put guys in the most successful situations. That's the most important thing.
Do they have different skill sets, those 3 guys?
Yeah, I mean, all of them have different skill sets. I mean, that's.
What are the things that differentiate them from each other, those 3 guys? O'Korn, Spate, and Morris.
I mean, some guy can scramble better than the others. Some guys may have a stronger arm. Some guy might throw the out route better. I mean, there's a lot of things to that. I mean, that's just, you can't sit here and just say, well, this, and this,